Polygamy in Islam. The Quran has clearly given permission for men to marry more than once, and in certain circumstances, this is a social necessity. If you are afraid that you will not treat orphans justly, then marry such women that may seem good to you, 2, 3, or 4. Surah Quran number 4, verse 3. But in the next line, the Quran lays down a clause: if you think you will not act justly, then one. This is a stringent condition, making it difficult for a person to marry more than once. Indeed, the Quran itself says that polygamy is not possible. You will never manage to deal equitably with women no matter how hard you try. Surah number 4, verse 129 to 29. The true spirit of the Quran thus appears to be monogamy, because marriage to more than one wife is contingent on absolute equality and impartiality between wives. Next. Marriage in Islam is not a temporary union, and it means to last for life. The solution of marriage is, however, permitted if it has irretrievably broken down. However, before actual divorce, Muslim law demands an attempt at reconciliation. The natural prevalence of monogamy as normal is more and more the practice in Muslim countries. Nevertheless, Nevertheless, a limited polygamy is seen as a realistic need in certain circumstances, and indeed as preferable to the socialite polygamy without responsibility in some ways tolerated in Western society. Islam is a practical religion and is meant for the guidance of human beings made of flesh and bones. Ahmad 19 and 74, 21 until 23, 22.
Arranged marriage. As most young Western couples select their own marriage partners, the arranged marriage appears odd and outdated to them. Although most Muslim marriages are arranged even today, this does not mean that marriages are forced upon young people. What it does mean is that parents and senior relatives often discuss various possibilities, yet all the while consulting the person involved. This allows them, over a period of time, to assess the weaknesses and strengths of the future partner. In Islam, both partners must clearly and before witnesses agree to be married. No one can be coerced into marriage. Usually, marriage takes place within the extended family or even the same ethnic or tribal group. It is difficult in such marriage for husbands to be mean or cruel to their wives because husband and wife are related, and such behavior would cause adverse comment in the family. After all, the uncles and aunts of the wife would also be the uncles and aunts of the husband. Arranged marriages are perhaps one of the reasons why Muslim marriages are suitable. There are few comparative statistics, but many young Muslims even in the West en- enthusiastically support the notion of arranged marriage, particularly in the light of the high statistic of divorce in the West.
Muslim women. Women in Islam have the right to inherit property, to divorce, to demand a say in the house and in public life, to conduct business, and to have access to information and knowledge. Take the matter of inheritance. In Arab countries prior to Islam, inheritance was passed down in the male line, that is, the patrilineal. Women in Arabia, as in many other cultures, were excluded from inheritance. However, the Quran emphasized the right of individual members, including women, to inherit. These rights were superimposed on earlier practice. It is often pointed out by Muslims that this measure of equality were only won in Western society in the last century, whereas they have existed in Muslim law since the time of the Prophet.
Women in the modern world. A simple formula assumed by critics of Islam is that women are treated badly in traditional homes and marginally better in more modernized ones. This is not so. Many paradoxes and surprises emerge if we look closely at Muslim family life. Modern marriage in Cairo or Karachi can often be unsatisfactory. Husband and wives are sometimes involved in extramarital affairs. The pressures of city life, of competing and attempting to live up to a higher standard of living, can become unbearable. The spirit in which women are regarded in a Muslim society is summed up by Qazi Hussain Ahmed, leader of the Jamaat-e-Islam. In our society, women are very much respected and they are treated as a special scared type of people. They are provided special protection. The husband, or the son, or father, or brother, they are responsible for all the needs of women.
Muslim dress and the hijab. Islamic clothing affects Islamic thinking and vice versa, as the Quran teaches modesty for both men and women. Surah 24, verses 30 until 31, clothes are meant to emphasize modesty and dignity both in men and in women. Those clothes that either suggest the contours of the body or expose it are avoided except perhaps among some members of the fashionable, the young or those who live in the cities. The hijab from 1980s onwards has become a fashionable and reliable symbol of Muslim identity among young girls. It must be emphasized that is that it is not worn out of fear or pressure from the home. Many girls wear this in spite of opposition at home. It is a neat way of saying this is where I stand and I'm proud of it.
5. The conclusion. Indian Muslims saw the abolition as a British-inspired plot to destroy Islam. In the 1995 election, the RP or Welfare Party, which is pro-Islam, emerged as the largest political party of Turkey. Most Turks simply want Islam to be part of their cultural identity. If we are Muslims, we have to find our roots in Islam, but we have we haven't made our peace with Islam. The Shah's palace is in the north because that is where the elite live, where the land slopes upwards towards the snow-covered mountains, giving it an air of hill station, away from the hurly-burly and hoi polloi of the city. The Tsar's palace is hidden in a forest where prying eyes would fail to see what went on behind the high walls. Israel's perception of Arabs as impoverished, powerless, and backward acts as cultural challenge. The loss of territory and the routine humiliation of the Palestinians was bad enough, but the loss of Jerusalem, or Al-Quds, one of Islam's three holy places, was shocking not only for Arabs but all Muslims everywhere. With Israel came cultural, intellectual and political ideas that were alien to the Arabs. By definition, Muslims cannot be anti-Judaic. Whatever internal difference with Judaism, it, it is part and parcel of the Islamic cultural and ideological tradition. Culturally, the affiliation is evident in the Judaic names which are common among Muslims such as Musa or Ishaq. Similarly, Muslims cannot be anti-Semitic because the original Muslims, the Arabs, were themselves Semites. The wide disparity in income and lifestyle between the ruling elite and the rest of the population is another factor that causes tension in Arab society. Thank you.
You can stop share screen. Uh, I think that's all of our presentation, and I want to say so sorry. It is if our presentation less than perfect. And the last we say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.